On behalf of SLIET family, it is my privilege and honor to extend a warm welcome to begin with chairperson, chair, co-chair, and panel of our speakers, including Professor P. Rao Alapati, Director GKCIT Balda, Dr. Manish Sivas, University Relation and Hiring North Capgemini, Professor Sailen Jain, Director SLIET, Professor Surinder Singh, HOD EC, panelist of the session, Madam Akanksha Sasdev, Campus Recruitment Lead, North TCS. And we all are knowing about the TCS. This is one of the pride for nation and Indian MNC operated in 149 locations across 46 countries with more than 4 lakhs employees. Madam Akanksha is alumni of Symbiosis, INS, and BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering. Madam, a warm welcome to you, and we are most thankful you have spared your time for the SLIET Longowal. Mr. Rajneesh Bhardwaj ji, AGM HR, Kangaroo. This is one of the pride for the Punjab and the nation. Kangaroo industry was started from Ludhiana in 1959 and engaged in manufacturing a wide variety of products, including staplers we all are using and other stationery items. And their mantra word is our market. This is the mantra of Kangaroo industry. Our market. So really we are very sir, you have joined and spare your time. Madam Garima Gupta, can you hear me, ma'am? Madam Garima Gupta, can you hear me? I think she will join. Madam Garima Gupta, can you hear me? Punjab and 60% proud product of this industry, this company are being exported in many countries like USA, UK, France, and other places in the world. Really, this is honor for us. Deans, HODs, my colleague, staff member, and my dear student in room who are virtually connected and who are in the process to connect due to some heavy rain in North India region, and today that is in SLIET also, and because of that some poor connectivity is going, and I think we are apologizing for that if any inconvenience caused. That is deeply regretted from our side. We member of SLIET family are extremely happy to have you all in the inaugural session. Now I would request Dr. Aswini Agrawal, Training Placement Officer, to introduce our chair for the session. So Dr. Agrawal, please.
Thank you, Mishra sir. It is my great privilege to introduce Professor Parameshwara Rao Alapati. Professor Alapati is Director of GKCIT Malda, which was established in 2010 by Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India. Professor Alapati has completed master's degree from Vikram University in MP in the year 1983 and PhD from Acharya Nagarjuna University, Guntur, Andhra Pradesh in 1988. Professor Alapati did postdoctoral research at IIT Kanpur for 6 months and at University of Southampton, United Kingdom for 2 years from year 1988 to 1990.
So it is my esteemed pleasure to introduce Dr. Manish Sivas, who has over 10 years of multicultural experience in both industry and academia. An alumnus of Delhi University, ma'am has over 5 years of experience in working as a senior consultant in some of the biggest firms in the country, namely Mahindra Satyam, Sparksoft Corporation, and Capgemini. She has over 6 years of experience as an HR manager for JGI Group of Educational Institution, Bengaluru, and she has also served as Head Corporate Affairs for JIET Group of Institutions in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Currently, she is heading the University Relations and Hiring of the entire North India for Capgemini, which is a global leader in consulting, digital transformation, technology, and engineering services. Capgemini has a presence in almost 50 countries with 270,000 employees, and interestingly, 45% of them are from India. Thank you so much for taking out time to interact with us today, ma'am. Now I hand over the session back to the Head Training and Placement SLIET.
Thank you, Prakhar. Just I think from the institute side, the whole session will be coordinated and chaired by our chairperson, Worthy Director SLIET. The chair of the session is already Professor Alapati, and he will put the concluding remark, which all the students they should concentrate and they should work upon. The industry input already coordinated and conveyed by Dr. Mani. So now the session is hand over to Professor Alapati and Dr. Mani, please. Thank you. All the panelists, the topic is already teach and talent. So now it is requested just to go ahead. Especially it is request from institute. You also mention what is the challenges and scope with the talent in this during this extraordinary situation. Sir, please.
Good afternoon, all of you. Professor Jain and today's keynote speaker, Dr. Manish Jain. Apparently, she has vast experience in academia as well as industry, and the right person to throw light onto the problems that we have been facing now, the challenges, and then to overcome them. What are the good ideas, good practices that we will have to adopt, and of course we have to win, and we will win. That's our confidence. So we'll progress with that. Now I request ma'am to start her lecture, please.
Sure. First of all, thank you for having us and organizing this platform. It's good to, connect with the students in such times where, physically we won't be able to meet, but yeah, it is, I think, a great platform to meet the, such people of repute from academia and the students as well. So thank you so much for that. Coming to the challenges that we are facing, I think this is something which is it's once in a lifetime. I think I hope that it is once in a lifetime kind of a thing that we have situation that we are facing currently, and I'm also hopeful that we are all very strong and we are all very determined to overcome challenges like this, and we are all very prepared as well. So I have been in touch with a lot of colleges, a lot of universities, and I'm really very excited to see the way the academia has kind of moved from the traditional setup. They're moving to online setup, and I think that is a very you can say they're very well prepared to kind of combat this COVID situation. So examinations being online. I think teaching classes are also happening online. All sorts of, whatever we used to do traditionally, it has been replaced by the online this thing. So I think, while there are challenges that physically we are not able to connect with people, but we are also, able to combat these challenges by being well prepared. So I think that's a very good thing. So I would request others also to add in.
From TCS, Madam Akansha, please. Can you hear me?
Right, sir. Yes.
Please,
hi, Manish. Thank you so much for the great start of the session. So I totally agree with Dr. Manish here. So the way the academia has transformed, like since so many years we've been seeing and we've been here in that international universities and that, but it's so good to see our own universities in our country just meeting the world standards, and the way we've transformed due to COVID less, but at least we've actually taken a step into digitization, and that is where the entire world, the IT industry as well, is heading into. Default digital has been a slogan for all of us for quite some time, because technology has changed. The new industrial revolution which has come in the industry 4.0 is very, very critical now as we move towards automation, towards cloud, towards digitization and automating all our processes. So all these things have been critical, because a lot of times we see that when we jump from institute to corporate, a lot of students feel a gap there in terms of what they actually have to do and what they've been prepared to do. So I think with this move forward, turning everything into digital, connecting the academia with the corporates, we have a better understanding of where each of us are, and I think it will be easier for all of us to bridge the gap. So I think it's a very good start, and this has actually broken barriers of physical travel as well. Like a lot of times, Sir had requested us before to come down to the campus and talk to the students, but due to various logistic challenges, we were not able to reach out. But now getting into digital, getting into these platforms, it's become like way easier to reach out to remotest of the locations. So I'm really happy to be here and thank you, sir, for having me over. Over to others, please.
Now, Mr. Bhardwaj, please.
Okay, hello everybody, and very good morning and good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for inviting us. It has been pleasure to interact all with you all. So we were talking about the future of industry and industry academia partnership. I think that now the requirement for the future is going towards the, if you talk about the industry 4, so we are moving more on the robotics, digitalization, artificial intelligence, and if you talk about the transportation system, it will be autonomous transportation, what we think of the future. And we are also talking about the advanced materials. And when we talk about the industry globalization from 3 to 4, so we are moving from a traditional industry to the cyberspace industry. And when we talk about the future ready students for the industry, so there needs to be a more emphasis. If we talk about the 5 years below the line, there used to be some traits, some competencies which were required for the students. And in that competencies, the creativity was at the last. And from a STEM type of a technology where our emphasis on the STEM technology, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, we have to convert towards the humanity, ethics, and creativity and imagination. That is how we need to transform the students from STEM engineering to the HECI model. Every part of the college or every part of the university should be transformed into a learning space where students can really engage and collaborate with each other, and they need not to look at the classrooms. So these are the few things which I think we need to change, and how industry and academia can collaborate and keep these students future ready.
Okay.
Right, Rajneesh sir. Just to add to that, one point which Rajneesh sir said was very, very true, that students need to interact with each other. So over the years, we are seeing that with the increase in the technology and all the apps coming on the phone and everything, the connect of the students themselves has reduced. Because earlier, when we were back in college, we used to know each and every one of our batchmate, our senior and junior batch at least. These days, we see that there is some interaction missing because people have become more individualistic and they are more focused on what they want to do rather than
In fact, yes, I think the past few years, the whole pattern of studies have changed. It has become the competition to get the scores only. And when they come out, they are really lost at where they have reached, they have no exposure to the industry. So few universities, few colleges have started the internship program and they are already doing it 6 month internship, and few colleges they does for 1 year also. So I think that is the very good model when they are actually exposed to the practicality of the knowledge. But inside the universities or the academy or inside the colleges also, they need to convert the places into the learning places, whether it is a cafeteria, whether it is a library or the corridors or anything. So they have to be out from the classroom and learning everywhere. It is not only the bookish knowledge, they interact, they collaborate with cross-functional teams. It is not only that mechanical person, student is restricted to mechanical domain or only electrical is to electrical only. There should be some platform where they interact with each other, where they collaborate with each other. They have some workshops, some presentations. These they have to be on practical type of studies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, to add to Ms. Akansha's point, just a corollary to what she said, talking about team spirit. Now, one of the challenges also that we see when we are working remotely, when we are working from different parts of the country or maybe different parts of the world, the time that you spend with your team members is limited. So similarly, I think the students, like what Ms. Akansha was mentioning, that there was a time when we guys were in college and school, we knew each and everybody, we knew our seniors, we knew our juniors, we knew our everybody who was there in the school, practically everyone at the college. Now when we are in a virtual environment, the one of the challenges is that your interaction with your peers, with your seniors, gets limited to official conversation, and that personal touch, which is very much required for synergizing or getting that team spirit inculcation. I think that is something which we will have to work on and look at as a challenge. So students need to be more connected with each other. How do we do that? Now that could be something which the academia could think about. How we start inculcating this team spirits also virtually. That's something what we could
Right,
look at.
because just to add to that, these days, because we need cross-functional teams to be there. Like nothing is now working in silos. Everything is intermingled with each other. So like if like a lot of times when we interact with students, they ask us that, okay, ma'am, I am from mechanical or electrical. What will I do in IT? But nowadays there's nothing left is just IT, because a lot of projects which we have need a person from IT, from mechanical, from CS to work together as a team to deliver the solution. As Dr. Manith has rightly said, we need to get that team spirit now virtually and be open to interacting and learning from each other as well, just rather than just focusing on what they want to do in their domain. And they can also gain a lot of experience, because a lot of companies are now coming forth with giving that kind of an experience to the candidates even before they sit for placements and everything, because I think now it's become a two-way thing, because the companies are more open to providing them with hackathons, contests, like the amount of contests, or rather the hiring through contests which was there in our times has increased fourfold. So students should take this experience, at least not bothering about whether they win or lose a contest or whether they can crack a hackathon or not, but they should get that experience so that they will be aware as to what kind of level is required to be reached when joining a company. So I think that would be beneficial.
Okay. I have one point. If permission to chair and co-chair, can I? I have one point. Actually, as a academia, we always find the gap between industry and the institution. and sometimes just to organize and we provide all the platform to the student and the exposure of industry. But actually industry is moving very fast. So what is this I would like from the panelists, just you discuss and share your thought to our student how they can cope up in this situation of industry 4.0 when the industry really moving very fast, and it is for campuses it is very difficult to cope up as space as per the industry desire. So how, what is your message for the student, please?
Sure. This is a question which we face very often from students, from parents, from teachers, from I think from everyone. And this is a very, very fundamental question and a very fundamental answer that we have. I think most of us would agree. A common advice that we give to everyone is that for students, they need to know their basics. If they know their basics, technology, whatever changes in the technologies will happen. But if they know the basics, if the fundamentals are in place, they will be able to quickly move from one technology to another. So I think that's a simple reply I have, and I think most of us have that. If anyone else would like to add to that.
Right. Very rightly said, Dr. Manu. So a lot of times students often forget that their basic core subjects and core knowledge is very, very important. But at the same time, they are blessed with technology and they have it in their hands and they are more aware. This generation rather is more aware of what's happening around them. So it should be on the like somehow the students should be made responsible or aware that they need to know about the industry they are going to join or the industry they are interested to join in. They should follow the trends which are happening. It should not be so that, okay, yes, now they are in their pre-final year and they need to sit for placements, hence they wake up and they start reading up. Right since the first year or the second year, if they are interested to get into an industry, they should start following the companies maybe on the LinkedIn pages or on social media just to get to know what all is happening, where the industry is moving to, because that will give them knowledge even before the company can come and pitch for placement. So they will be very well aware and they will know that, okay, what kind of candidature do they want to appear for.
The students need to be very, very cultural. They need to have an understanding and acceptance of other cultures. So because when you're working in an environment, in a global environment, you will be meeting with, dealing with, working with people from different cultures, and different cultures will have their own ideology, thinking, and they need to be more acceptable of the fact that and more responsible and more respectful of other cultures. So I think that's one more thing.
Yeah. Thank you to Dr. Manish, Ms. Akanksha, Mr. Bharadwaj, Mr. Varun, Ms. Garima Gupta and all for putting their views and then showing us the reality, a mirror that what we are going to face, rather our students who are going to face. And it is our duty to prepare them from the institute's side all over the country. And if I take up the points one by one, the panelists have put forth. When we have universities and colleges in physical mode and then classes happening in physical mode, though partially virtual mode also is possible at that time, when students come to the campus, interact among themselves and interact with the teachers, and then some level of other activities like sports and cultural activities, etc., that would help their overall personality development, which also is important for industry when they are going industry, this personality also will make a big difference in their success or failure. So this is one challenge we are looking at mainly. And the strength in basics is always required, of course. We do understand that. We always urge our students to be strong in the basics, fundamentals. Clarity should be there, all of that. And of course, the academia will keep continuing that exercise. No issue there. And the cultural connect when they go to the workplace. So the motive of the Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat that has been started recently was precisely that we have several cultures in this country, unity in diversity, and each state has its own flavor, different culture, different food habits, different other habits in all spheres. So the integration of these among the students and inculcate a sense of appreciating other cultures and learning good from those other cultures also was the motive of the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat program. And now with the pandemic scenario, I think academia is going to face the biggest challenges. Primarily, we have to prepare the students to be industry ready, like with all the inputs that are required to make a successful employee in any industry they will go, and more so under the requirements of Industry 4. And at the same time, we are unable to have the students on campus. We are unable to interact with them. We are unable to make them interact among themselves and expose them to the other components of overall personality development. And of course, basics part is always there. Basics part, either they are doing physical classes or they are doing virtual classes. They will be able to study and then take guidance to virtual media also from faculty, and then strengthen their fundamentals. I don't see a big issue there. The big issue is this, loss of physical campuses and the resultant outcomes from there. So in that sense, the academia is facing the biggest challenge of all times. Though, as we discussed in the inaugural session, we have been fast forwarded by at least 10 years, if not more. And I'm sure when there are, when we face challenges, we overcome them. You can only win when you are faced with a challenge. So challenge is there in front of us. I'm sure academia will be able to, face this and succeed in providing, future-ready candidates to the industry. And that's my few thoughts.
I think what the message has been conveyed during the panel discussion for the student: stay positive and happy, work hard, and do not give up hope. This is very extraordinary situation, and we always carry with our hope. Be open to criticism and keep doing your learning.
So most of the points we have discussed today are very, very relevant, and I think the key takeaway from today's discussion remains that these are challenging times, and there are a lot of challenges, like the technical challenge, like was just mentioned by sir. So it's not just the bandwidth that you're looking for on your phone, but it's bandwidth that you're looking for your students and for your college as well. And one very important point which was mentioned by sir was the overall personality development, which is kind of challenging in the absence of co-curricular activities and the kind of physical environment would provide. Yeah, that I think that is a bigger challenge than we had been thinking all this while. It did not occur to most of us that yes, the overall personality development takes place in a physical environment where students are exposed to not just books and libraries or computer labs, but also co-curricular activities, outdoor sports, those things which have been missing, which will be missing now in this virtual environment. So some of the challenges we discussed today, apart from this, were understanding the cultural differences, and another challenge is, I think, is the different models that companies are using, organizations are using, like hiring through competition, hiring through tech challenges, through hackathons. So now students need to kind of prepare themselves to participate in these competitions as well. And another challenge which we see is the inculcation of team spirit. How students will develop or inculcate the team spirit, working in teams, virtually. So they are not physically sitting together, or the personal aspect of life kind of reduces a lot in a virtual environment. So that's one thing that the students will be facing now, that challenge they will be facing. So I think one good thing is that the academia has very quickly prepared themselves to combat this situation and quickly moved from the traditional and to a virtual environment. I see most of the universities are taking online lectures for the students, and not just that, they're also taking examinations online. So I think that is very credible. So that's what I want to say. Thank you.
Just to add to what Sir said before and Dr. Maneet has added, so we do have a number of challenges and new challenges which have come in during the past 4 months, where the entire lifestyle took a turn and a twist. But at the same time, we have got this opportunity to come up with new innovative solutions. And by having innovation in our thoughts, we'll also be ready for what's next. And we can transform from where we are to where we have to be in order to get hold of this situation. And this will also help all the students out there in order to broaden their thought process and come up with innovative ideas. So one of the challenges which we discussed was regarding the physical interaction and the co-curricular activities, which was not addressed in the initial part of the session. So students can take this opportunity, leverage all these virtual apps which are there, and try coming up with new ways of doing extracurricular activities over video, which will give them as good as an interaction as they can get face-to-face in this time period. But apart from that, innovation is the way forward, and this has given us a very new base to think afresh and start working on new ways to overcome these challenges. So that would be all from my end. Over to others.
Thank you, Dr. Mishra, and it was pleasure listening to everybody out there. I just wanted to summarize that I know this is a tough time for the students as well as the faculty. Like doctor said, that faculty has very well revamped themselves, and everything started on the digital platform where the classes are happening digitally, examination are happening online. So this is a remarkable job what the academia has done in a very short span of time. For students, yes, this is beside, I know they cannot be physically present in the campus, but they have the opportunity to learn so many other things during this time, whenever they are at home or whenever they are restricted. They can inculcate new habit of reading. They can have some role plays. They can look at the innovation like ma'am said. I think because the future is going to be on a creativity and innovation, what all other speakers have said. So this is a blessing in disguise for the students and the opportunity to develop themselves. Thank you very much, and thank you for having me. That's all from my side.
First, we would like to take the closing remark from Chair of the session, Professor Alapati sir. Professor Alapati sir, please.
We are facing multiple challenges, and when challenges are faced, we come up with new ideas and new innovative methods to overcome them. And there is no problem that cannot be solved in this world. So we believe that in academia, and then we go ahead and we face the challenges head on. And I am sure we will be able to overcome all of them. And thank you to the panelists and to the organizers for having me here. And I am sure the 2 days outcome will be, something that will present us with some solutions. Thank you very much.
Yes, Honorable Director SLIET, sir, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. In fact, at the end, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to all the panelists. As pointed out by Rajneesh ji, this is a much more challenging time for academic institutions. While talking about Unlock 1.0, we are now in Unlock 2.0. Education institutions are still not allowed to function. But like every other thing, we also cannot stop. We have to think how we should proceed further so that we can impart the education to our student without any interruption. And the most important thing is that now we have to keep them busy because they are in stress. They are facing a lot of challenges. It's our duty now to get connect with them. And basically, the major objective of this the HR conclave was that some of the panelists from the HR are there, industries are there. It's very necessary for them to understand that before we are able to connect with the students, it is time where our faculty and staff should equip themselves. So through organizing this particular activity, we basically succeeded in showing our capabilities, our potential, that in a very short span of time, we adjusted ourselves. Many of our faculty members were new for all these platforms, organizing online activity, online teaching, what kind of accessories are required, what are the basic requirements so that we can connect with the students. So that was the first challenge. And of course, if the only competent faculty, capable staff is there, only then we can think of connecting with the students, which I would like to congratulate my entire faculty members and staff members, the team of training and placement, team of ACSS, that they have adopted themselves, they have adjusted themselves, they basically learned certain things, and because of that, we are here to connect on this particular platform. People from academia, people from industry, as well as the students are here. So once again, I congratulate all. I extend my sincere thank, special thank to Madam Akanksha Sachdev for sparing her valuable time. I request her that, yes, of course, you have seen that in the morning session, one basically startup company started by our students. They have basically inaugurated an online platform for solar panel installation. I understand that these students are having very unlimited potential. They are very capable, talented. I request Madam Akanksha to kindly consider SLIET for day one recruitment. And I'm sure that you will not be disappointed from the talent available at SLIET Longowal. I thank Sri Varun Kastalji from Mahindra & Mahindra, who basically could not make it possible. Perhaps we'll try to get him connected in the next session. My special thank to Sri Rajneesh Bhardwajji from Conclave. Sir, you are at Ludhiana and we are very close located. Our faculty is competent enough, not only placement opportunities, we look forward that if you can hire extend the consultancy services from our faculty and staff, we are ready for that. Of course, you are coming for hiring as well, and I do hope that we have the long-term relationship in near future as well. My special Madam Garima Gupta, Deputy Manager.
She will join next.
Dr. So special thanks to Dr. Manit for basically co-chairing this particular session. Capgemini is since last 4 years.
Yeah,
last 2 years.
Yeah.
So and the Capgemini is basically both the years they came here for day one, and I hope you are satisfied with whatever the students from SLIET have joined, and I do hope that in near future as well we'll still get the same privilege from your side. Thank you. Special thanks to session chair Professor Alapati ji. We are having a similar setup of institutions, SLIET and GK, CIT Malda, in fact nearest, and CIT Pokraja. These are the 4 institutions of unique nature. In fact, I can proudly say that now academia is thinking to start more such institutions of SLIET model or GK CIT model, because we give the entry after 10th, and that will give an opportunity for the students who are academically not that good at that particular time, but by coming to the institution, they are very good in doing the things. So learning by doing has its own importance, and I'm sure that on this same model, the competency of our faculty and staff will be able to meet the requirement. Our students will be able to meet the requirement or expectations of the industry. So thank you once again, all the panelists and chair as well as co-chair. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. All the panelists, chair, co-chair, and chairperson, they have rightly said, and the students should note down, if there was never a night or a problem that could defeat sunrise or hope. So still, we have to keep the hope for the next future. Now I will take only 1 minute. My colleague, Professor Surinder Singh, is already in the room, HOD ECE, and all my panelists are, I think, majority of them from IT sector. So he want to convey from on behalf of PNP and the Institute vote of thanks. Already, sir has already on behalf of SLIET family, as a head of family, he has extended vote of thanks. But for the official vote of thanks, I would request Dr. Surinder Singh. Surinder Singh, please.
Good afternoon. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of whole organizing committee of HR, Academia, Conclave on future workplace talent and job, organized by Department of Training and Placement, Sant Longowal Institute of Engineering and Technology, under CFTI and MHRD. I would like to thank our chairperson of the day, our commendable director, Professor Shailendra Jain, Sant Longowal Institute of Engineering. Gratitude also goes to Professor Parmeshwar Rao, Alapati Director, Ghani Khan Chaudhary Institute of Engineering and Technology, Malda, West Bengal, a CFTI Institute under MHRD, for sparing his valuable time to chair this session and also report the concluding remarks. I pay my thanks to Ms. Akansha Sadev, Campus Recruitment Leader, North, Tata Consultancy Services, Mr. Warren Kansal, VP HR, Mahindra and Mahindra, Mr. Rajneesh Bhardwaj, AGM HR, Gangaru, Ms. Garima Gupta, Deputy Manager HR, on Nahar Spinning Mills, for their delivery, redefining talent developments. And we are grateful to co-chair of session, Dr. Manish Savas, University Relations and Hiring North India, Capgemini, for co-chair and coordinate this session and also conclude the panel discussion. I especially thanks to the people, thank people who have been the backbone of this function. Professor R.K. Mishra, Head Training and Placement Department, SLIET Longowal, and convener of this session of this HR Academia Conclave. I also thanks Professor Major Singh, TPO, SLIET Longowal, Thanks to student coordinator of this session, Shifali, Ashish, Asad, Soumya, and also thanks to all the delegate, press, media. Last but not least, I would also like to thank everybody who is directly or indirectly linked with this conduction of this mega conclave. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you all for joining and sparing time for us. Thank you.